Creamy chicken gnocchi soup. This is how you can make it. I'm Chef Mike Nassar from Detroit 75 Kitchen. We make bomb-ass sandwiches. Hands down, the best sandwiches you will ever have in your life. And we cook for each other. We cook for each other all the time. I happen to make a lot of stuff for my guys. They make a lot of stuff also. As you know, back in the day, the Walmart of Italian food, Olive Garden, have the soup on their menu was popular. Here's a version of it. It will definitely knock that soup down on its ass, guaranteed. This is not on the menu, but here it is. You can do it yourself. Creamy chicken gnocchi soup, absolutely to die for. Give it a try. Step one, cook the chicken. Some olive oil. I'm using chicken breast today. A lot of times I use rotisserie chicken, so a lot of times we have a lot of homemade stock that we use whole chickens. For you at home, this is a chicken breast, all right? So that's why I'm doing it this way. We're gonna season it pretty good, all right? A little salt, a little oregano, a little thyme. The mix that we have is kind of like a Creole seasoning type thing, just a little bit. You can use a little Cajun, you can use a little Old Bay, it doesn't matter. Just a little kick, you can use a little cayenne. Flavor the chicken pretty good, that's what you want, all right? At this point, if you can see that all of this, the stickiness at the bottom of this pot, it's really what you want. So let it sear up. This is all free flavor in the bottom of the pot, all right? I'm not gonna worry about it, I'm just gonna let it, cook for about 8 minutes or so. I love all kinds of soups. I love sophisticated soups, but my absolute love is easy soups. 15 minutes, no more, no less. You will have a delicious meal, simple as that. Get some real good color on the chicken like this. I'm gonna start preparing the chicken soup. Then I'm gonna shred this chicken and add it to it. Step 2, saute your vegetables. All right, right in the same pot, all right? A regular soup basis, onions, celery, and carrots. You can add red bell peppers, or you can add leeks, or you can add, shallots, whatever it is, right? But it's not a big deal. For this recipe, you need onions, carrots, and celery. A little bit of garlic. I did chop up some vegetables before just to make this go a little bit faster, but normally when you're making food, make sure to have everything in place before you start. The vegetables are chopped, your chicken stock is right here, your salt and pepper is right here, everything is right next to you. When you're making a 10-minute meal or 15-minute meal, that's what makes it 10-15 minutes. Normally, you saute these vegetables for 8 minutes or so until they get wilty. I don't want to brown them up, so I'm just gonna put the lid on them for a little bit. It's a simple soup. It doesn't mean that don't use cheap stuff. Like good olive oil. What do I mean by that? Something that's decent, all right? Always get olive oil that's a little bit more peppery, because when you're using to saute with it and to cook with it and to eat with it, you want to taste that olive oil, You just don't want the feeling of the oil on your tongue. You want to taste that peppery oil. We're gonna add a little bit of flour, probably about a half a cup's worth. So basically we're making a roux. It's a thickener for the soup. Saute it a little bit just like this. Step 3, simmer. Really add your chicken stock, really good chicken stock. So for this recipe, I added basically a carrot, an onion, 2-3 sticks of celery, 1 quart of chicken stock, and you need like a cup of heavy cream. All right, so we're gonna stir this. All right, we're gonna let this simmer for a little bit. When we say creamy chicken gnocchi soup, you're gonna put a little bit of cream in here. You can use half and half, you can use milk, you can even use a can of white beans that you can just blend up and pour in here if you want this to be completely vegetarian soup. So that is the trick. A can of northern white beans, you blend it up, you pour it into here, and nobody would ever know the difference. You can call it creamy chicken soup, and anybody would think that you put heavy cream in there and butter, but in actuality it's just beans. We're just gonna simmer this. We're gonna simmer the vegetables until tender. As soon as you see a little bubbles, just turn it down a little bit, because you don't want to boil the cream. It will definitely separate on you. So you just need to take it easy a little bit. You don't want to just boil it like crazy, like you're boiling potatoes or whatever. No, it's a simmer. So we're gonna simmer this until the vegetables become tender. I don't cover any of my soups. I want the flavor to concentrate. When you put the lid on, all of the steam is inside of it. Yes, it cooks a lot faster, but you end up with less flavorful broth, right? So you uncover it, you let it cook, and you let it evaporate a little bit, and you will have a better soup. Hey Maria, can you give me a hand, please? She's just pulling it apart, all right? Nothing fancy here. Yeah, you can sit there and put it in a machine and turn it and all this bullshit. Okay, we're not doing all that. We're just making a chicken soup here. So we're just gonna shred the chicken. Thank you, Maria. Step 4, put the shredded chicken in here, your gnocchi and the spinach. This is a local brand gnocchi that they make in-house. You don't have to use, fresh stuff or whatnot. You can use the stuff that comes off the shelf. The ones that are vacuum sealed, those are fine too. But hey, you're making something for yourself, make it nice. So just make sure to, when the defrost, just separate them a little bit. Normally these things don't take more than 8 minutes to cook. And as you can tell, I lowered the temperature all the way down, all right? Again, when you're making soups, you don't have to keep boiling. You're talking about simmer, all right? So you see these little bubbles in here? Obviously, I just put a lot of cold stuff in here, so it's gonna take a little bit of time. I'm not gonna turn it up, I'm not gonna do anything, I'm just gonna let it rise up naturally to temperature. When you're looking at the bubbles, if the bubbles are going like this, it is too much, all right? So this is what you're looking for, like this. One, and that's what we're looking for. We don't want to break the broth because we have cream in here. We don't want it to break down. The most important part, we season the chicken, we season a little bit on the way. You definitely have to taste. Definitely need salt, a little bit more spice. I don't have exact measurements, all right? So I just go by taste, right? So I know that I put the same spices when I sauteed the chicken and I built it up. When I put the vegetables in here, I put a little bit of salt on them. So you just layer it. You season as you go, just like everything else. And that's especially true with soups and stews. You season as you go, as you build each entire layer. If you wait all the way until the end, it's just gonna taste like you poured salt over something, opposed to the salt is in the vegetables, or it's in the meat, or it's in the broth. All right, so now it's simmering. It's starting to get real thick. Step 5, Parmigiano Reggiano. Parmigiano Reggiano is the undisputed king of cheese, all right? A good Parmigiano Reggiano is like the ones that you get, aged for 12 months or aged for 24 months or aged for 36 months. The longer it's aged, the nuttier it's going to taste. So here it is, good Parmesan cheese. The soup is done, so you have to add a little bit of acid, just a little bit. Acid is the trick of any meal really that you're making. That's how you elevate any dish, especially with all the butter and the chicken stock that's in here. Everything is really heavy. You need something to balance it off. It smells like grandma's house. It really does. I love soups. I love simple soups. I love soups that fill you up. Soups with substance. This is good, but not enough for me. A couple more garnishes and will knock you down on your ass. And so here it is, creamy chicken gnocchi soup. It is absolutely to die for. It will definitely throw you down on your ass. If you have 15 minutes, you can make the soup. Everybody will love it. I mean, I don't know where can you go to make soups like this or for you to pick up soups like this. Definitely not fucking Olive Garden, I'll tell you that. Which one you want, Maria? It's lunchtime. Is it good? Yes. That's lunch. You like it?
Muy buena.
You want more spicy?
Sí.